We've actually been waiting for the Conservative finance critic, Jasraj Singh Hallan, and he joins us right now. Mr. Singh Hallan, good to see you again. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me again. Great to see you as well.
Yeah. I interrupted a conversation for you, just so you know. So thank you for doing this. Listen, we already heard from your leader. Your party is not going to support this budget. What stands out as problem points for you?
Look, this NDP Liberal budget was a full frontal attack on the hard workers of this country. We had three simple demands. The first was to bring home more powerful paychecks. That means lowering the taxes on them so people can take more home and have the freedom to choose where they want to spend their own money. The second was to bring home lower prices. This means getting rid of the job-killing carbon tax and other regulatory burdens. And then the third was to bring home more affordable homes for our young people and others. Today we have a housing crisis, and more young people are getting boxed out of being able to afford a home. None of these things were met, and what we see is that the finance minister, who said that she didn't want to pour more fuel on the inflationary fire, literally with a $40 billion inflationary deficit, has poured a jerry can of inflation on that inflationary fire.
In what? The affordability measures? Is that what you're referring to there?
What I'm referring to is that how much more cost there's going to be. All these measures are going to make paychecks less because they're going to take more in more taxes.
Well, we certainly know that one issue that your leader has taken a point against has to do with the fact that in this green initiatives, the Liberals are essentially saying they're going to backstop the carbon price. What impact will that have? You mentioned it a bit, but dig deeper into that. What does that mean going forward?
Look, this is actually a slap in the face to those people that are barely getting by and being able to afford energy today. It's taking money away from those seniors that are having to pay more or turn down the heat in their homes because they can't afford to heat and eat at the same time, that are literally wearing blankets, and it's giving their hard-earned paychecks to multinational companies. This is absolutely unfair. We need to get more powerful paychecks. We need to bring down the taxes, get rid of this job-killing carbon tax that's made the cost of gas, groceries, and home heating more expensive. And this Saturday, Justin Trudeau will pile drive that cost of carbon tax even higher on Canadians. This is a government that says, on one hand, we understand that Canadians are suffering. But then on the other hand, this Saturday, they're going to uppercut Canadians with a higher cost on carbon tax, making everything more expensive.
Now, if I may, when we speak to government sources about this, they essentially point to the fact that if you want to actually have companies, private firms, invest into green industries in this country, part of backstopping the carbon price is giving them a stable backdrop to insurance that essentially the economic and environmental policies of this country will not change in the short term, and thereby giving them some type of stability. How do you respond to that?
Look, that won't create stability. The problem after 8 years of Justin Trudeau is Canada has become more and more uncompetitive on the world stage. We've seen after 8 years of how much investment fleeing from this country. And when we talk to the business industry, they have two concerns. One is government regulations, or what we call the gatekeepers. Those are what keeping people from investing in Canada. The second is economic uncertainty, which the government has fueled. They've put up bills like Bill C-69, like Bill C-48 and the job-killing carbon tax. With these regulations, we have not been competitive. Canada is 64th when it comes to permitting. That, for a company that wants to invest in Canada, doesn't look very appealing whatsoever. And we need to have a better tax structure. We need to get the government gatekeepers out of the way, bring home more Canadian jobs and better Canadian paychecks for our people. And we can do that when we get rid of these government regulations. We need to be able to support our people and make sure that their paychecks go much further.
I'm wondering, as you talk about attracting more investment and creating more Canadian jobs, are you talking about the same goal here as the Liberal government in terms of creating new jobs for the new economy, one that is more green and less dependent on the oil industry?
Look, we can do both things at once, and we don't need the government to be able to do that for industry. Industry knows which way they need to go, and they know how to bring down emissions. Let's take a look at the record of this Liberal government. I mean, they introduced a carbon tax. They haven't been able to reduce emissions, and they haven't met a single emission reduction target that they set for themselves. Yet they've made the cost of gas, groceries, and home heating more expensive, and they're going to raise that price on Saturday. On top of that, they've made Canada more and more uncompetitive. So less investment is coming here, less Canadian jobs. The Liberals have started a trend of more of a pay to play. And that's very dangerous. It doesn't keep Canadian jobs and doesn't create good investment in this country.
Before we are done, I do want to ask you another question. Moving away now from the environmental and the economic policy here, there's also in this budget investment, greater money for the RCMP to tackle foreign interference. I'm wondering what your reaction to that is.
Look, we've had 8 years of Justin Trudeau, who has done absolutely nothing about foreign interference from the dictatorship in Beijing. What we need to do is get serious about that. Justin Trudeau has allegedly known about interference that's been taking place, but he didn't say anything because it helped him. It helped him in previous elections. And now that more and more allegations are coming out, he needs to take this seriously. We need to not just resource our RCMP and CSIS. We need to actually have action taking place. We've been calling for a public and independent inquiry so Canadians can know that democracy is upheld in this country. Right now, under Justin Trudeau, he has eroded trust in our democratic institutions. He has not taken this thing seriously, and it's because it helped him during the election.
Okay, I have to be clear here. When you say that he didn't share it because it helped him, that's the allegation the Conservative Party is making. That's not been confirmed by any authority.
That is definitely what the outcome has helped Justin Trudeau.
Jasraj Singh, Hallan, always appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.